What is happening? Hardware reviews on the WeaselZone? What is next, you might ask? Top 10 list of hilariously funny fetishes? Makeup tips? Pole dancing tutorials? Maybe. But today we're actually doing a hardware review of the Steelseries Apex M800. Steelseries sent me this keyboard free of charge so I can get my grubby little hands on it and do a review for you. The Apex M800 by Steelseries retails for $200 and is among the more expensive gaming keyboards, and it is a direct competitor to the Razer Black Widow Chroma and Logitech G910 with the full Illumination feature on its keys and its price point. The Steelseries M800 is just like its close competitors, clearly intended for gamers, advertising itself as the fastest mechanical keyboard with unlimited customization and individual key illumination. So everything a gamer needs, right? Well, let's see. The M800 comes with replacement option keys, so it can be used on a Mac or a Windows machine, but there's no tool or explanation how to change the keys properly. The Apex M800 also comes with stickers and really basic manual telling you to plug this keyboard into your computer and not your microwave. I made that mistake before. My first impression of the M800 is a positive one. It was a bit tricky to pry the keyboard out of its plastic shell, but that's like complaining about the quality of the coffee at the car dealership. Doesn't really affect the end product. The first thing I noticed was the low profile of the keys and the very bold font face on the letters. I personally preferred a little bit more subtle, but since they are illuminated, I understand the choice for a bolder font that lets more light through. The plastic of the frame doesn't feel up to par with the $200 price point, but it's not what I consider a cheap material. The keyboard is accentuated with a glossy finish stripe around the frame of the keyboard. This is by far the worst kind of finish you want anywhere near your keyboard and any peripheral for that matter. Yes, I'm looking at you, dust keyboard. This coating attracts smudges, and since your hands are laying on the strip most of the day, you will never see it clear unless you wipe it off after every use. It is not a big deal since it's only a small strip, but it's not a smart choice nonetheless. At least they didn't coat the whole thing like they did with Dust keyboard. Still have nightmares. The clear coating is also on a big panel of the bottom of the keyboard. I have absolutely no idea why anyone thought that that was needed, because you won't see it most of the time, and when you carry it around you will see a smudged plate on the back. So now you also have to clean the back of your keyboard if you're anything like me in that regard. On the back side of the keyboard are two USB ports and a braided cable to connect to your PC. This keyboard, like others with a USB pass-through, needs two ports on your system. It's great that I get two ports back on the back of my keyboard, but unless you regularly plug in and out USB sticks, you will probably never need it. I would prefer to not have USB hubs on my keyboard, but only use one port on my system. Also, it's only a USB 2.0 hub, so if you have a system with only USB 3.0 ports like me, you basically replace two of them with 2.0 ports. Now let's talk about the most important part of the keyboard: the ergonomics, the keys, and the switches. The Apex M800 uses proprietary QS1 switches. These switches are developed by Steelseries and feel probably closest to a Cherry MX Black or Brown. They have a lower profile than other mechanical keyboards and only 1.5mm actuation and a 3mm throw. Yes, I have no idea what that actually means, but it makes me sound smart. It took me a bit to get used to the feel of them since the travel distance is noticeably shorter than most other mechanical keyboards I've used. This is supposed to lead to faster speeds and shorter reaction times, therefore improving your gameplay. I certainly enjoyed playing CS Global Offensive on this keyboard, but since I'm not an esports pro, I probably can't take advantage of those faster speeds. The keystrokes feel absolutely worthy of a higher priced mechanical keyboard. They feel very stable and are very quiet, even compared to black or brown switches. A very prominent key, even though not illuminated, is the Spacebar, which at first looks like an unholy mix of a touchpad and a spacebar due to its size. At first it felt weird having my thumb resting on it. I was worried I would constantly hit it accidentally while playing or typing something. The more I use it though, the more I actually like the size of it. I don't have to move my thumb upwards and it can remain in its position, which was surprisingly relaxing, and I have yet to accidentally hit it. I would love to see more keyboards with this since it makes a lot of sense in terms of ergonomics. On the left hand side you get 6 additional keys that you bind macros or specific functionality to. The function keys at the top have keys for controlling volume, media, or screen brightness when you use them with the Steelseries key. Sadly, you're not able to adjust the tilt of the keyboard without paying a hefty price. You can remove the rubber pads on the back of the keyboard to lower the tilt, but since they're used for dampening, hitting the spacebar will get surprisingly loud, so you better keep it on or find a soft surface to put the keyboard on. The most prominent feature and one of the biggest selling points of this keyboard is the extensive illumination feature. This allows you to map the colors of each key to a specific color of your choosing, let them react to events in the game with the GameSense feature, or just look pretty. I didn't think it was such a cool feature until I plugged the keyboard into my computer. I never needed differently colored keys. If you call yourself a pro gamer, chances are you will probably not even look at your keyboard anymore. But once sitting on your desk doing a colorful rainbow for your entertainment, you'll be surprised how cool it looks. Even in a brightly lit room, the keyboard is really colorful, but it really shines, pun intended, in dark environments like LAN parties or just your darkened gamer cave. Hey, I'm not judging, nobody likes glare on their screen. The software to customize the Apex M800 and the individual keys is the Steelseries Engine 3, which handles your keyboard settings, profiles for different games, and the GameSense features. I've dealt with many different tools for all kinds of peripheral devices, and I have to say, the Steelseries Engine 3 is a robust and easy to use piece of software. I tested it on a Windows 8.1 system and encountered no problems. The settings menu for the M800 gives you a wide array of color options for each individual key. The software is well thought out and offers plenty of options for setting up any color scheme you can imagine and some nifty effects. It also comes with about 20 different presets, which are mostly really cool to look at. Personally, I don't have the patience to create my own color scheme and just went with 2 presets. One for the active mode, when you're using your keyboard, and one for the idle mode. Illumination is a cool feature when you get to see it at first, but most of the time you won't be looking at your keyboard anyway, and unless you go to a lot of LAN parties, you won't get to show it off either. If you're really set on an individually illuminated keyboard, I would recommend watching hardware reviews for the Logitech G910 and Razer Black Widow first, and or test a keyboard in a store if you have the chance to do so. It really depends on your personal preference if you're going to enjoy a certain kind of mechanical keyboard, especially with such a wide array of different switches on the market. I'm very impressed with the illumination feature of the Apex M800 and the feel of the keys, especially how quiet they are for a mechanical keyboard. The build quality of the frame is okay, but not impressive for the price point. They don't do the great quality of the keys justice. I would love to see some higher quality material for the frame in future revisions without the glossy accents. Now for the price. The Steelseries Apex M800 sells for $199.99 US on the Steelseries gaming shop. It is $30 more than the Razer Black Widow and $20 more than the Logitech G910, both mechanical keyboards with full illumination and similar features from well-known brands. The Apex M800 from Steelseries is, despite its few flaws, a great mechanical keyboard. I enjoyed playing games on it and typing this review with it. If you're looking for a keyboard with full customizable key illumination that is easy to use and set up, you should try out the Apex M800. If you don't need the illuminated keys, I would recommend looking at other gaming keyboards like the 6GV2, in my opinion one of the best. If you order anything on the Steelseries store until the September 27th, you can get a 10% discount when you use the code WeaselZone at the checkout. The link and the code are in the description below. Let me know what you think about illuminated keyboards in the comments below. Yay or nay? Also, I'm going to give away the little brother of the Apex M800, the Steelseries Apex keyboard, which is a rubber dome keyboard with illuminated zones. If you want to join the giveaway, you can do so on my blog. A link to that is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, why not leave a like or even subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I mostly do Let's Plays and other gaming related videos. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or my Twitch stream page. Thanks again for watching. I'm Weasel, I'm out, and I hope to see you around. Bye bye!